Hello, American Hammers TV. Got a special guest today, all the way from Moscow, Russia. Russian Hammer, man. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Come on, you guys!
All right. So, again, you're in Moscow, so let everybody know, it's 5 o'clock Sunday p.m. my time, two a.m. your time. Okay. Make sure you talk up a little bit.
Louder.
Yeah, a little louder.
Yeah, obviously it's okay. It's 2 a.m. in Moscow, man. So,
all right, awesome. So tell me a little bit about your group and you specifically, man. We really appreciate you coming on, but I'd love to learn a little bit more about how you became a supporter and ultimately how many people in your group, and just kind of tell us about your fandom there.
it's I don't know how to say it in a few words. It was about 2010. We made the Rush Hammers. Me and two of my friends that are not in Rush Hammers right now already. I was born in West Ham about my childhood, and it was about my family, of course. My brother was working in London in the early 19th, and I suppose he was drinking in the pubs, and the most it's like it's like working classes. It's of course West Ham, and my brother when he came to Moscow, I was too fucking young to understand something. And so he brought the scarf and said the West Ham fans are the fucking amazing. Um, I was about 5 years old at that time and was supporting a local team. Uh, and I don't know, it's about 17 years about me when I understand that West Ham is a West Ham. It's like there is pronounced in Russia means like not you choosing the team choose you. So now all my flag is absolute claret and blue, and I forgot the question.
You're doing good. Like, just keep talking loud, and you're good.
So,
yeah, it's just a volume thing.
It's like we have a few minutes for not talking about yesterday match.
yeah, let's don't talk about that. So what do you got back there? You got somebody hanging the banner? I see people going back and forth. Where are you at?
Just my wife. She's like a ghost. like, whoa, she's making something. Oh, okay. yeah.
Okay, so you started to become a fan in 2007, was it?
The year when I started supporting West Ham, which I don't know what means like supporting to watch every match, every fucking single game. It's 2009, 2008, 2009. I was watching every game thanks to internet, and before I was watching West Ham games by the newspapers. Like, oh, here we go. Like it was in Russia, it was really hard to watch the not even West Ham game, even English Premier League game. It could be, I don't know, Manchester Arsenal game. They will not take it by the broadcast of national TV. And we have no Netflix. We have not.
So how do you get the broadcast? Like, where is what channel is it on? Is it where are you watching at home? Do you have to go to a bar or a pub? How does that work?
It's both of these things. We're watching at my home at the bar. When we win Chelsea 1-0 about 10 years ago, I was shooting on my work. I'm the editor of First Channel, Russia TV, and I broke one of like it was shooting, like absolute serious, and I like fucking yes, and I broke one of the sound directors. Said me, what the fuck was that in the studio? Like it was
called multitasking. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
this was called multitasking.
I was in away games with Don Jale, with Luis Tanas. Uh, I was watching West Ham Academy coming to Moscow for the Gagarin Cup. It was about already 7 years ago. Uh, I just remember Declan Rice maybe playing there. He was he was really young.
So
And
what have you been to a game? Have you been traveled to London to go to a game?
To London, never. Nah, most of our fans about Oleg, if they're watching Oleg was Maxim. They are about I don't know, maybe 20 or more games away. It's really too. Uh, it's really not cheap. So I can tell my kids like, okay, your father are going to London to see West Ham fuck up, and you're not teaching about it.
I think about that too. I'm like, what if I ever got a chance to go? And my kids are like, can I go? Yeah, it's going to cost between 1,000 and 10,000. So no, like I know that's never going to happen. That conversation cannot take place. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. Totally, yeah, it would be very difficult for your kids to go. So it's best just to, watch it at home or get fans with you and supporters with you. So how many folks are in your group? Like as far as I see a lot of the pictures you put on social media, with the flag. How many guys do you have? I know you got those fringe people. We all do, but how many people total? And then what's your core kind of group?
I understand your question. In really good times, now, for example, winning 2-1 against Liverpool in 2012, we were about 25, maybe 30%. So I was young. I have a girlfriend, and it was really easy and interesting to me to make I don't know, it's like interceptions. Like, oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. Now we have I have about 5 friends who are already every day, every match we're watching in the bar, at my place, or everywhere. So now I don't, I don't know how to say it. I don't try to make more fans of West Ham in Russia. It's like really too difficult. West Ham is like a diabetic. You just need to control the sugar in your blood. I don't know. It's I don't. Maybe it's from my childhood. All of my schoolmates were supporting Chelsea, Manchester, and I was the one who's supporting West Ham. It was about, oh, yours. I don't know, man. You know nothing about sucking, but now you will know. Come on,
Yeah.
you are. So it's, I know, it's like from yourself. It's not expecting every day winning. So uh, it's like yesterday match. Give me absolute all. I am every from every year to year, from every game to game. I think to myself that I've already seen the worst ever play ever. But I was expecting absolute nothing. Like I know it's like it's my birthday, and I'm expecting nothing absolute, but I'm still fucked up. So I don't know.
That's what it does. It steals your soul, man. You expect to do well. You expect that hope, the bubbles, drink, just like the song, but it rips your heart out every time because you want to go in with some type of optimism, and it just
Really,
never.
your heart maybe for the hammers that amateur hammers make. It's not ripping my heart. Like it's already maybe it's ripping my heart for first like 10 years. And what I don't know, it's like already 20 years for the start. Like, okay, we're gonna fuck or we're gonna fuck. Okay, it's okay. I'm prepared. So I can understand what is ripping my heart is Pellegrini. Uh, it's like I know he's like a rain man. He's like 4-1, 4-1, 4-1. What's tactical scheme? He's like playing from game to game. He's playing 4-1, 4-1. with absolute color, he have no chances. It's like Chicharito when he went. He's a bowler. He's really a bowler. Just give him a chances and he will score. And how we let him go. Okay, maybe Paris was not so clear situation. Paris making the 7 matches scoring in Spain League right now.
Yeah, he's gone to Seville and like scored some really like crazy goals.
It wasn't so obvious. Like we were talking about 2.5 million from Arsenal, and he leave about 2 million. So maybe it was not so obvious. But come on, Chicharito is the player that we really need right now to play with the LR information. For example, 4-4-2. So make something. When we buy Yeti, we was joking like Yeti, Yeti, like Canadian Yeti and Payet. It's like Payeti. It's like we bought Yeti, we were joking. Why Pellegrini, for me, it was what about broken the heart. It was absolutely ripping my heart when Pellegrini decides to play not Fredericks, play Zabaleta against Usain Bolt of Newcastle. So I don't know what was he thinking about? Where is Masuaku? I think I know with Mike the Butlers, like the missing person. Where he is? And when Pellegrini he's sitting like the film with Dustin Hoffman, like for one Rain Man, Dustin Hoffman.
Well, actually, you know what? This kind of brings me into the conversation. We're wanting to do Hammers polls, and we'll kind of play the game. We'll discuss some of the topics at hand and see if I can get this on the screen and we can talk about it. And one of the questions you brought up was Masuaku is one of your answers. So what we're going to do is I want to ask you these questions, and then we can discuss it, and then see what your opinion is, and then we'll see what everybody else thinks, and then we'll click on the comments. Nice. What you got? What kind of brew you got there?
Like the bear.
Nothing like 2 a.m. beer. All right.
To the top of this question, of course, Masuaku. He the last game, maybe the most exciting trick of his life was against Tottenham. It will be great to see not Agbona, Obiang. I want to see Obiang and his goal against Spurs. Absolutely, of course, I want to see Masuaku, of course. Cresswell, I really like Cresswell, but after Germany pre-season 2 years ago when he was broken, he's really absolute best form. And from year to year, from month to month, telling myself, Cress is good. He was really great in Crystal Palace. But when he came, he was absolute. But now he's like stopped to run out.
Well, of those guys on the list, who would you pick if you wanted, one or more? You can have all three, or pick one of them. Which one would you want, or all three against Spurs?
Against Spurs, of course, I want Agbona instead of Balbuena. I don't know why Balbuena is still playing. Absolutely, I can't understand. Wilshere is still alive. Wilshere is like second to left Endicott. Of course, if he is fit and Noble is injured, like Lanzini too is injured. Of course, I want to see all three. Yeah,
all three. Okay, we'll go. I agree. I mean, I think you got to change it up. You got to do something different. And
I understand from the first, I was telling Masuaku, I understand why you're asking. I don't see all three. Yeah, of course, all three.
Yeah, let's go all three. Let's see what everybody else says. Everybody agrees, all three. I agree. I mean, you got to do something different. I mean, what do they say? The stupidity or insanity as doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
I know it's like in American in Russia we have shows like if I'm getting the I know it's not right, but most agree with me. And after this, there is the gap under Roberto Jimenez, and he's throwing downstairs to the I don't know conference.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Roberto. Like that's just he's dead to me. He's done. He's done. Roberto.
If I have a minute to tell about this, he was already done for me before I understand. We all understand that Fabianski is injured. So I'm not the person like as like I was writing in Twitter. I'm not the Arsenal fan. It's like I'm not trying to boo in own players. I'm always the guys like everybody who support West Ham. We always give a chance, always a chance, always. But Roberto, after pre-season games, it was so fucking awful. So when this shit happens with Fabianski, I was just shouting out loud, bring back Trot or buy Worm for a free. It's ex Sports goalkeeper. And after Spurs goalkeeper, he was injured about in a week after Fabianski, and they resigned him as a free keeper. Worm. So I was really, I don't know, like I was expecting absolute what we've got now. And when I said it's like, oh, Roberto is absolute shit, the guys telling it's like, give him a chance. Okay, we give him a chance. And it's like, I know, it's like a clown. Even in Russia, Roberto, his three first letters of his name is a robbery. Robbery Roberta. Now it's even Kyle Walker is a better goalkeeper. I know. I want to see even Henry Lansbury. Do you remember this match in Championship when Henry Lansbury against Hull uh, playing as a goalkeeper when Robert Green was the red card, and he was fucking awesome. We're playing the 10 man for the absolute 40 minutes, maybe more. I can't remember now. And he was really making fucking saves. Roberto, I don't know. Do you know in America maybe the guy that is be cool, work harder. The guy with no legs and no arms, Vujicic. He's really great person. But I think in after match in training room, Roberto, like I don't know how it could be worth. I even uh, through watching the game by widescreen, I can feel his care. His absolute goalkeeper must be like Fabianski, like got the balls. It's make insurance of your defense. It's increased. If you watch today's game, Liverpool Man City, it was absolute. I was watching it about a few minutes because I was working, but I saw the highlights, and it was seems to be like they missed Ederson and the Bravo goalkeeping, and it's the same absolute thing. Like when defense have no insurance in the goalkeeper, they make.
Well, let me ask you. Let's go to the next question here. Who would you, if you were the owners, or do you think the owners should sell up, or stay? What's your thoughts on the board? And really, we haven't got that reaction that a lot of people in previous years. The first thing was board out, board out, board out. But it's really weird that it's not that attention is not going to them. So I'm really kind of curious why this question has been brought up again. But what's your thoughts on the board?
I make do so Big Lebowski.
Do
Where's the money, Lebowski? Where is the money? I was making a little video about come on, Golden Sully. Where's the fucking money? Uh,
Yeah.
so for me, really good question. Uh, for me, it's really obvious. I think that David Gold is one who really gives David Sullivan, he's a, I know, I think he's watching, he's a fucking little wet. Just really for me, I know, if David Sullivan was responsible for Sunrise, we would live in a fucking dark for years. But his junior bathroom will be in gold. Not David Gold, I mean, gold. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I think that David Gold is really good person, and he really gives a fuck. He really trying to do something. I was really absolute great with the appointing of Pellegrini. Uh, I think it's a step forward. But for me, it's really uh, after your first question, have I ever been Upton Park going down? For me, it's absolute they're absolute dead for me like persons when they're trying to tell that they are West Ham to childhood because they ruined our ground, our soul. I've never been a tough buck, but I I sound it's like it's and it feels real from here. It's like it was a soul. It was our home. Uh, I know what is. I can understand. It's like commercial time. It's like money, money, money.
Well, what would you do? I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, everything you're saying, but I mean, would you do you want them to sell or stay?
Uh, I know. So what? I was remembering when it was a decision between Gold and Sullivan and Iceland, Iceland, yeah. Iceland and also a portion of millionaires. I know how it was. It was between one guy, one guy got the QPR. It was a few decisions, like Golden Sullivan or Indian guy. I know what to say. Uh, it's like in that time, the Indian guys bought Blackburn, and they absolutely ruined the club, really big club.
So, what do you
Uh,
think? You think they should stay? You're good with the owners?
so of course, still up. It's absolutely still up.
Okay, we'll go sell up.
We will be standing on our place for now. It's like what's the close with Pellegrini about 20 million if we sell it. It's about 20 million.
Okay, well, let's go sell up and see if what everybody else thinks. Sell up. I'm not really buying that.
Emotion, emotion. Of course, first of all, it's like after really bad games, most
Yeah,
of
no, it's the emotion. People are kind of upset right now, and that's kind of where they're going right now. And I don't really think it's the way it should be. Oh, okay. Well, somebody already did these. I don't think I did it. Pellegrini out. Where do you want Pellegrini out or in? Pellegrini, no.
really right now, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, right now.
I was expecting that he have a tactical, I know, education. He will bring us something new. But what's the point? For one. Like, it's like a Rain Man for one, or like Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys for one. I don't know. When he's not playing maybe 5-3-2 formation, maybe Masuaku Fredericks, like left and right backs. Balbuena and Bonazio, and Allaire with Ayeti as a striker. Which I know maybe I can understand he's doing nothing from after losing to Newcastle. We have no mistakes learning, absolute no learning mistakes. We're playing the same game. I think for the team playing against us, is absolutely easy. It's like open book. We are like an open book. And I think something with our moral routine is wrong. Of course, we've got Mark Noble. He's amazing. He's our soul. He's our living Upton Park, Upton Park right now. I suppose. But when I was watching the match, I was looking at our bird, and they are sleeping. I don't know, like grandmothers near home. Like, oh, no, they have like no, they have nothing to bring you. Uh, I was expecting in after match interview, Pellegrini will say something like, "I fucked up. The guys fucked up. We will do something. Sorry." But he was telling that the first goal was not. Oh, come on, he's just trying to find somebody else wrong. I don't know. What's new he can make? He's not bringing back Diangana. He's saying he's not the fine product to play, but he will be back in the future. But Diangana is absolute all what we miss right now. Absolute passion, absolute working guy. That's why I think that Robbie Snodgrass absolutely deserves first team playing. He's giving a shit. He's giving a fuck. He's playing, and you can see every thing that we like West Ham fans from year to year. We just expect to we giving all of our heart supporting you. Just give all of your heart, all of your physical body, uh, make everything to win. But what we see, it's I don't know, Heller is just walking. I can understand him. I think he's just too lazy because we're playing football here. Like I think he's asking about, oh, where is the crosses? Where is it's a football game. Oh, we're playing the football.
They just, I mean, you've got all these tools, and if you're not going to use them,
Yeah,
what's the point of having it? I mean, you've got a guy, just give him the ball. I can't understand why. I really can't. I don't get why you can't play to your players' strengths. Get a little
joking. Sorry, wait. It's just trolling me, I suppose, because it's
she's got
already
to get the screen now. Like she can't. I can't.
at 3 a.m. in Moscow, and my wife is just trolling me. It's like, oh, West Ham again.
She can't get it. She can't get in the screen. You get her in. Like,
I will beat her a little later.
no. Have her come in. Yeah. No. Have her come in. Let's see. Stick her face on the screen. No. Let's get a little rub. She give me the no. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. I really don't. Hello.
Hi. How
Thank
are
you. Thank you for letting him stay up past his bedtime. Thank you. So,
Love
So-
you.
Is she that? Oh,
more beer. I can't believe you're drinking like 2 a.m. That's awesome. That's awesome.
so I can hear still the question: would you have Fergie back?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, sir. I mean, I think he needs to stay in. I don't think it's his fault. We don't run. I mean, you can't coach running. I mean, you can only put so many people in. You're going to run? No. You're going to run? No.
Forrest,
Who else
Forrest,
is going to put in?
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He felt like running. Yeah, so you just got to keep running, and that's the effort part of what you're talking about is just. And I don't know what that is. I mean, I think everybody wants to. If we were to win the next match, you beat Spurs, you win the next match, everybody's okay. Everybody that cures all, and it's that's kind of where we're at with it right now. So it's
Was Mr. Robert? You saw this Mr. Robert.
well, Roberto's got it. That can't happen anymore, and not even for the team's sake, but just for that guy's own mental health. Like you cannot run him out there again. I mean, you can't. I mean, just mentally, you cannot put that guy out there. because he's a train wreck.
So we're joking all the time. It's like maybe West Ham is some kind of sick social experiment to test how can people can take the absolute shit. Like it's like okay, I'm giving this person a shit from year to year, from year to year, and oh, he's not broken. He's really he's absolutely still okay. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's like I'm the West Ham fan, you motherfucker. Come on your ass. West Ham.
It's a really bad social experiment that we'll see. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, let's see how bad we can mess with this person until they just say, you know what, I can't take it anymore. And those people will pay me money to do that to them.
Yeah, absolutely, sure. Absolutely, really big money. So it's like I know when the God was making a Roberto, he was saying, "I will make some person and he will get a big money to upset a lot of people." Bam! Here's Roberto boy.
Yeah,
Oh, I was the one of those guys who don't love Adrian. But now I really want, like in Rocket film, to climb to the highest, it's not film, but to the highest mountain, and then shout out loud like Adrian, I will forgive you absolute everything.
Did you just make a Rocky reference? Oh my gosh, that's great. That made my day right there, to be able to talk to somebody in Russia about Rocky, or Rocky 3 or 4, whatever it was. Yeah. You just made an Ivan Drago reference. That made my day. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're already out.
That was perfect. Like that was great.
Take a lot of. What's about I know Antonio? We're not talking about Antonio. There was a lot of questions. I don't know. It's not a camera false. Maybe I don't know. If you are not back in time, we can. What do you really think about Antonio? I'm the first person I'm really expecting to be back for Tottenham.
What do I think about Antonio?
Yeah.
I cannot wait for him to come back. And truthfully, I think he's going to give a little more pace. He's going to stretch people's defense a little bit more where he's running, and he's making defenders go after him. I mean, he's going to create lanes for people to get in just on that speed. And you're right. I mean, you bring up a good point. I mean, I don't know if you intentionally did that, but I think he is really key to coming back. I mean, obviously the Fabianski thing hurt, but I really do believe that. I mean, I don't know if you think the same way, because I think that's what he's going to bring to the table. My opinion. What about you?
Absolute what we need. The second stage, the passion, the pace, the really key to grow. I don't know, the hardest matches. We were playing 5 defenders against Sheffield. How we can grow out there? It's absolutely impossible. What about Burnley? They conceded 10 goals in 3 matches, and we just shot about. I just remember the Cresswell shot. I think it's not acceptable. And what in the question it was Wilshere. Is Wilshere fit, mate?
What are you saying? You should play Wilshere?
It's like a rhetorical question. It's like, is Andy Carroll quit? Not quit. Is fit?
I would play anybody at this point. I mean, okay. Would you play Martin at this point in goal? The third string guy?
I was talking about it's like was Andy Carroll was playing. It was about you every single moment. You think that Andy Carroll will just sneeze and broke his neck. The same shit with Wilshere. He's absolutely normal, but then he's injured.
He could fall. He could break his ankle off a street corner, like just literally just step off a curb and like break his neck. Like that's real. We'll do another question here. With no wins in 7, and now you got Tottenham and Chelsea on the horizon. How many points will the Hammers pick up over the next 2 games?
It's absolute hammer false question. He's making it before every match. It's like after 2,000 years, what will be with Earth? I don't know. It's I always vote in 6 if you are talking about 2 matches. But I don't know. It's like actually asking. I don't know. It's like I don't know. Here's a dead person, and you're asking, how many years will you be alive? I don't know. It's like wars. I know. It's like
Okay.
blind people like
Don't vote with your heart, vote with your head. What's your head say?
Absolutely. If Roberto, do you see if you'll get it after there is on Twitter there is a photo of Martin with the broken fingers on the bench. I know if Martin will be our goalkeeper, for me he's not. It's like a different uh, piece of shit to Roberto and Martin, but this is absolute dumb shit. Like you're, oh come on, this is okay. Maybe this shit is not so bad. But absolute is 0. I have no. I'm very good until I die. I always expect and 6. But it's exactly. I didn't see Chelsea games because I don't have a time. But Wolverhampton, I know it's absolute 0. Really, it's 0. I really have no point. We have no attack. We have Roberto as our goalkeeper. So first maybe I know. Maybe guys
We're gonna go 0. We're gonna go 0.
it's about no,
We're gonna go 0.
it's like 2-1 that West Ham will win, and 3-7 that I know that aliens will come to the match. I know the match that dictate after this. I know absolutely. What about you, mate? Of course, we are making some absolute strange matches when everybody think that we will lose. Uh, absolute. Okay, I will forgive. Okay, okay, fuck it all. I will forgive Pellegrini and everybody. So let's fucking win fucking league. So
I'm gonna go 0. I'm gonna do exactly what you said. 0-2.
oh come on, I'm like Vanga, yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people agree with you, so it's not entirely crazy.
Really, I know how understand how Justin Bieber feeling came. Right? Like I'm the most popular about. Oh, come on! It's really interesting to think what about these 10 persons telling that we get picked up 6 points. I think that they are blind or just joking.
Oh, well, let's go to. I'm gonna go look at the comments and who's in the show. In the chat room, got a lot of people here. We got Dom. Thanks for coming in. Charlie Boy from Brooklyn. I need to check out the store. He's got some good stuff on there.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Do I? Beer? Yeah.
Cheers, mate. Charlie, cheers.
Tebow. Tim. See who else we got here. Ben Carter. Thanks, Ben, for coming in. We got a lot of folks here. Actually, I want to plug the show or plug the store for you real quick, and show your logo off. I don't know if you've seen it. You gave it to me the other day, and we put it up. So make sure you go to ahtv.threadless.com and pick up some cool merchandise. What do we got here? We got something else in the corner here. Let's see who we got here. I'm going to go real quick. I got the store pulled up here. check this out. Bada boom, bada bang. Ruh-roh. Hold on.
Well, let's take it easy. We can like wait for all the international break. Like we can talk about 2 weeks.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, is really trying to get a lot of the the folks all over the world involved in it, and that's really a big thing right now. Kind of pull this trouble.
Yeah.
You're the first guy to kind of jump on with that.
Well, if you want like a Russian person,
We are very sorry. He's not that
my wife is
Russian.
expecting, like, oh, Baron Balalaika.
All right, so here's your stuff right here. There we go.
Like dun 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 dun. Bring the vodka, Mikhail. We'll wait.
Well, you got a lot of stuff in here, so if any of your
We were joking about the fucking stereotypes.
yeah. What's obviously the hammer and sickle, that's a good one.
Damn, it's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah. So we got that for you, and actually there's a lot of other stuff here too.
Oh, come on. Oh shit.
Let's see here. You get stickers, magnets. If you want to get a phone case.
Any of them like not the phone case. I need a bag to. I have a dead slot in my car. Just a joke. There was a bag. What's the bag?
We'll see if we can get you a new banner here, and we can check this out for any of the artwork.
Oh,
See here. So we got that. You get a banner. If you need another one. So you can check it out. Anybody's online, check it out. ahtv.threadless.com. It's coming up close to Christmas time, and everybody can use some more things around the house. Blankets here. I've heard it gets cold over there in Russia, so you might want to check that out. So if you got any friends or any of your other folks want to get a blanket, boom, there you go. So thanks for providing us with a logo. We really appreciate it. That is really good stuff, and it's a good thing. So thank you very much for doing that. Real quick, we're going to ask a few questions of you to kind of get everybody kind of an idea where you're at and your opinions. We'd like to do this with everybody, so let's just see what your thoughts are. So this is the quick fire questions. We're just going to go, whatever the first thing off the top of your head, not elaboration, just boom. Meat pie or apple pie?
Meat pie.
Meat pie. Who is your favorite current West Ham player?
Current. Declan Rice.
Declan Rice. We get that one a lot. I agree. What frustrates you? Who frustrates you most with the current West Ham squad? So you got Declan Rice on one end. Who's on the other end? Who do you frustrates you the most?
It's Westbrook. If not as right squad, it will be Scott Parker. My team is a Parker. I told my dog is a Parker, and he's still alive. My dog is still alive. Of them, Aaron Cresswell, I really love.
Okay, Cresswell. All right. Why Cresswell? I haven't heard that one a lot. Why on Cresswell?
Why?
Why?
I was after he came from Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, Ipswich Town.
Yep.
I was absolutely in love with him. He's fucking amazing left back. And after pre-season Germany injury, he's not increasing like I was expecting. He's not even the same place he was playing.
Yeah. So much potential. Just
Playing, and he's just really degrading. And he's the right now is the person why Masuaku is not playing. So I think it's maybe Mark Noble, but I know Mark is absolutely. He's like his son. He's shining. He looks like son. So we are still big.
okay.
Here's the question.
Okay, Cresswell. Okay, here's the question everybody thinks about. Is it an FA? Would you rather have the FA Cup or a top 6 finish?
It's really easy FA Cup.
FA Cup is the tournament of teams in England. So that's like the domestic winner.
On Twitter, some guys the Dom on Twitter was telling maybe it will be good to bring Gerard like as a coach to West Ham. I was replying to him that fucking shit. If McFly will come to me and say something like Steven Gerrard will be after final FA Cup game, that Steven Gerrard will be our coach in 2020. I will smash him up with his DeLorean. No, DeLorean, Back to the Future. Like after our losing match, last minute, it's absolute real talkings that most of our fan base want to see Steven Gerrard as our next coach. Oh shit! Oh, of course, what will give us the sixth or first sixth or seventh place? By the way, it's Europe League. We've got the Europe League twice. The first time I don't understand what it was. Friendly. I don't know. I still don't understand why I was playing the first year. And this when we fucked up these fucking Romanian farmers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Us,
Yeah.
and
So
they're not even serious. So of course it's FA Cup. So FA Cup.
yeah, I agree. What about West Ham do you love? One thing you love about West Ham?
What the one thing I love West Ham. Like my wife, what do you love in me? Everything, absolutely. It's absolute common thing. West Ham, that is absolute everything. It's a working class team. It's absolute so supporting. It's like not Arsenal when you're eating pizza, sitting on your place, and it's like I can see it even in Moscow when I'm trying to watch on the big screen the West Ham game, for example, Watford, and the guys in the bar saying like, "What? What?" I'm saying that Elton John was supporting. Oh, Elton John, it sounds good. So no, it's West Ham will play Watford. So I know it's. There are most viewers of Formula One in the bar in Moscow than West Ham watch. So maybe the most of people maybe they like to support something that is it's like a pop music. They see some shit right now. It's like this YouTube channel. You are making the really good things. I was watching you. I'm subscribing to you. Everybody can watch the subscribe too. Guys, you're
subscribe here. Thank you for the plug. Yeah.
When I see the now trends, I see them that when the guy eating I don't know chocolate shit like it's a 2,000 subscribers. Maybe that's why we're supporting the West Ham. Something real, something true, something from our heart. And I will West Ham will be absolute West Ham until I die. When the guy supporting I don't know Manchester is like, oh maybe Barcelona is better. So for them, it's their lives.
So it's more of a family, blue collar family, hardworking group. Okay. What about West Ham do you hate the most?
hate the most? Oh, that's up to the players.
The players.
The players, yeah. What the fuck are you doing this? I don't know. Bro. Can I ask you a question? It's not popular. I'm the guy that wants Philip Anderson to be benched. I really don't like. What do you think about Philip Anderson? Do you think he deserve to play the first spot?
It's a great question. The thing that frustrates me about Felipe Anderson, um, the thing that frustrates me about him is the same thing you brought up with Chicharito. I think you have a talent and you're not using it the way it's supposed to be used. That's it. I mean, do I think it's his fault? Everybody's going to blame him, but you can't make a you can't expect a goldfish to climb a tree. I mean, they're just not made to do that. So
maybe Pellegrini just fucking the tree and expecting it's gonna be a fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the thing you misuse players that have talent, and you're not, So I don't. I mean, that's my answer to the question.
Okay, do you think that maybe I'll tell it in a different way. Do you think that benching him for 1 or 2 games will give him, I don't know, maybe motivation? Like, you're not so good.
I think every player needs to know that they are not beyond
getting. Player really need Paulo Di Canio in our room. It's like making like in a Turkish second league, like slaps like
that video you're talking about that video on Twitter where he just goes around and he starts smacking everybody.
Yeah, but really, it's really what we need. But if it's true, there was Pellegrini that say there was a possibility of Di Canio to be in our coach staff like a motivation.
Yeah, no, I agree. You put a foot in somebody's ass. Yeah. What sound? Your next question. We'll get to kind of wrapping this up. What sound makes you the most happy?
Sound of the net when we score the goal against fucking Spurs.
Awesome. That's a great answer. That's a great answer. All right. What most people already have this. Kind of know what you're going to say, but what is your favorite curse word?
Curse word.
Yeah. What's a cuss word?
I don't know what it is. Cuss word?
Cuss word, like fuck. Is that your favorite word to say?
What?
Yeah, like shit, fuck, But yeah, what obviously? What's your favorite cuss? What's your this might not even be applicable, which is funny because you're like,
yeah. I will tell you in Russia, absolutely. When we watch every West Ham game, it's after the one. Billiard.
What is that? What does that mean?
It's like a dam, but if you want to, it's like a lot. But it's like a billiard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you say fuck in Russian?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yibble.
Wait, say it again.
What?
Yibble.
Yibutt.
Yibutt. Yibutt.
Like fuck, it's like oh fuck. I was like oh fuck. You mean oh fuck? In
So
Russian, it's like
oh, you're gonna have to phonetically spell this out later on Twitter. We'll converse on this one later. All right, what team do you love to beat the most? To Spurs, Man United, Man City, like who do you love to beat the most?
No, of course, Spurs is out of course. Spurs. It's not a Millwall because Moscow we have. No, I just won met Millwall about 2013. I was living in the Moscow area. It's not near the center. And one guy was, I was in the West End, and he was like, "Oh, nobody likes us." I told me, "Well, this thing, no, fuck, come on, go fuck yourself." Um, and that's all my shit is Millwall.
Okay, got it. All right.
So Tottenham, maybe the second team is really good question. Uh, really right now it's like Arsenal is not really a team. There's like it's like maybe Everton.
Everton. Ooh, okay. I'll take
I
that
really
one.
Everton fans from Twitter after they broke Payet, and they are really they are fucking scum. Can
Okay.
you like Everton? Crystal Palace maybe really too.
Crystal Palace. Okay.
That they are really fans. Come to Moscow, you fucking fellas. You're not a fans. Oh,
Okay. So name one player, past or present, which epitomizes West Ham. Like one player that you like look at him and go, that is West Ham, that guy.
absolute Mark Noble.
Mark Noble.
Maybe Kevin Nolan. It was a Scott Parker before he became a fucking Judah. So, well, absolute Paolo Di Canio.
Yeah. Well, actually, this might lead into my next question. Is if you could take a time machine back and experience anything to do with West Ham United, where would you go? You go back in time, and here's the time, the game. Maybe it's a person that you want to meet. You could go back in time and experience anything. What would it be?
Absolute. I want to back maybe the chicken run, or just going back to see the Bobby Moore play.
I like that one. That's a good answer. That's a good one. That's a good one. Well, that is all of our quick fire questions. I really appreciate you coming on, man. I mean, seriously, it's 3 a.m. Like, do you have to be at work tomorrow? What's the deal?
I'm working tomorrow, yeah. So,
what time do you have to get up Moscow time?
I don't know. It's about 5 hours.
Okay.
And the 1 hour, my wife will beat me. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Your football's making too easy. Not easy, yeah. But it's okay. We can make the streams every Sunday.
Thank you. As long as she plays,
I just the better.
Just a second, please. Just a second. Let me.
I was not expecting. We're not prepared.
We're gonna wrap it up. Have her close it out for me. Yeah.
Oh, like what the fuck is going on? I really don't understand.
If she could play bubbles on that thing,
I don't think so.
I will learn.
You learn.
Expert, yeah.
You teach her how to play blowing bubbles on that, and we'll have her come back on and just play it.
Absolutely.
Nice. Charlie boy, you guys got to hook up. We'll have to get you guys hooked up. All right. Hey, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Later.
All right. You have a good one, man. Come on, guys.
West Ham till I die. I West Ham till I die. I know I am I West Ham till I die. Guys, man. Now, yo. Chase.